Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Rewind GenX podcast with Matt and Allie. I'm Matt.
And I'm Allie.
And today we are celebrating a new year.
Happy 2026.
Happy 2026 indeed. And we're going to kick it off with one of my very favorite movies of all time. I have a movie poster here in my little man cave / guest room on the other side of the wall. And it is the movie Gladiator. Yeah, so we were talking about this in a previous podcast. She wanted to do a movie from 2000, The Grinch, for our Christmas marathon, and so I said, "Well, I'm going to get a movie from the year 2000 also, since we're
compromise."
Yeah.
So that's kind of the end of our era. But sorry, we'll make a little stretch because these movies are good. It's good to make an exception.
They are very good. And that note, what grade do you give Gladiator?
This is a solid A+. I did not think I was going to like it. I really, really thought I was going to like bored to death. But it was really good. The beginning, I will say, is like a little bit like, But like once, like spoiler alert, once like if you haven't seen it, like go watch it now. Spoiler, once his wife dies and like he gets put into slavery, boom, like it's so good. Like it's automatically so good. It's such a good movie.
Yeah, it's a total A+ for me. I mean, there's a reason this movie won the Academy Award for Best Picture, for Best Actor, and like 3 others. It's incredible.
Best Actor is in like Russell Crowe?
Yeah. I think Joaquin Phoenix was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. I don't think he won, although he should have. He's a phenomenal as Commodus. He's so good in that role. Yeah, well, he's a phenomenal actor. I think he's won the Academy Award a few times since then, but he's still pretty young, and he didn't win it this time around. I did want to take this opportunity for a shameless plug. So I've mentioned before that I do write and illustrate graphic novels. I just published my 7th graphic novel, so I just wanted to quickly give it a little plug. So I just got done publishing my new graphic novel called Benaya, and it is exclusively available on Amazon.com. Let me put the little cover up there for you. And I just want to quickly read you a synopsis. Born in obscurity but forged in blood, Benaya, son of Jehoiada, rose from a loyal guard to become King David's chief bodyguard and eventually the commander of King Solomon's entire army. Blending historical detail with pulse-pounding action, this graphic novel explores the untold life of a warrior whose loyalty shaped the kingdom and whose bravery still inspires today. Brave, brutal, and biblical. So there you go. I did think that this was a good movie to plug Benaya. And so the timing was, very intentional. I said, I did say I want to do Gladiator, but I said, well, I just published my book like a week or 2 ago, and I said, I wasn't going to do it during Christmas, but I was like, no, let's make our first movie Gladiator because it's sword and sandal, and this is also sword and sandal, and it's filled with, pulse-pounding action, and it's bloody. It's not for children. It is biblical. It's straight out of the Bible, but the Bible can be pretty brutal.
I think
it's 13
it's
and
like
up.
10, like 10-year-old boys, maybe girls are a little squirmy.
If your child's really sensitive, maybe wait till they're 12 or 13. Right. But it's not like a little kid's book. Don't think it's like, oh, it's a cute little Bible comic book for my 8-year-old. No, it's not.
It's a little more intense.
Yeah, there's a lot of fighting and bloodshed in it, but it's I love it, and it's like I said, it's.
I think you should be really proud of it. It's really good. I think you guys should go purchase it if that's the kind of thing you're interested in.
Yeah.
And if you like Gladiator, you might like Benaya. So
thank you. That's really sweet. So anyway, shameless plug over, and we're gonna get. Let's watch a quick
trailer. Yeah.
Okay.
Who is he? Will you remove your helmet and tell me your name?
My name is Gladiator. Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance.
Today I saw a slave become more powerful than the Emperor of Rome.
They said you were a giant. I shall cheer for you.
At my signal, unleash hell.
So there you go. That was a little bit of the trailer for Gladiator. And most people have seen this movie at this point. And if you're watching this, you probably have. Yeah, and if you're watching this, you probably saw the movie. But yeah, it's so good. And at this point, I think we should probably do the casting call.
Yeah, let's go into
okay.
it. I mean, I don't really know how a lot of these people I didn't know. I'm sure you did, but like I don't know.
Some I did, some I didn't. Of course, we'll begin with Mr. Russell Crowe, and he's tremendous in this movie. Yeah. He is a tremendous actor, period. He's always been incredible. And this movie is no exception. He is so good. Really good. Yeah. And he was in his prime when he did this. I mean, he is in such good shape. His arms were like, boom. His arms are so big. And he looked great. And he had just, it might even be in the trivia, but he lost like 40 pounds right before shooting this film. Because he was like 40 pounds heavier for his previous role. And yeah, he lost the weight. I know he got a little fat now. And he actually just recently lost like a good 50, 60 pounds because he was really fat. But just these guys that can morph, they go from fat to skinny to, like Tom Hardy and Robert De Niro, all these guys, Christian Bale, they what they do to their bodies for these movie roles is incredible. But yeah, he looks great in this, Russell Crowe, and he doesn't look like ridiculous where he's like super, super jacked and veiny, because it feels realistic. It feels like this is what a real Roman general could look like. He wasn't super skinny either. The costumes are really, 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 really good, I think. Yeah, and he wasn't super skinny either, but like I don't think a general would be super skinny. Like maybe one of the soldiers would be super skinny because they don't eat very well, but a general probably eats pretty well, Yeah. So anyway, yeah, just a few of his movies we'll run through. Some of the more memorable ones, The Quick and the Dead with Sharon Stone and Leonardo DiCaprio and Gene Hackman. He was in No Way Back. LA Confidential, he's amazing in that. He's so good in that. Let's see, Mystery Alaska, The Insiders, the movie he did right before this one where he was heavy set. Proof of Life, A Beautiful Mind.
He lost it quick.
Yeah, real quick, yeah. A Beautiful Mind is an amazing movie. He's probably nominated again for that. I don't know if he won or not. Master and Commander, Far Side of the World. It's based on a series of ship books, like books about like this captain and the doctor he sails with in like the Napoleon era. It's a really, really, really good movie. I always meant to, because I'm a big reader, I always meant to start reading those books and I just
never got to it.
Just never got to it. Maybe I will one day. They're supposed to be very good. Yeah. Cinderella Man, again, I'm sure he was nominated again for that. I don't know if he won. I should have probably did more research before doing this, but he's great in Cinderella Man. True story about a boxer in the Depression era. And Body of Lies. Robin Hood. That was like another Ridley Scott movie. By the way, Ridley Scott directed Gladiator, and he directed Gladiator. He directed Russell Crowe and Robin Hood. They were trying to do a reboot, and they were hoping to do more like some sequels to it. And I was hoping they would do some sequels to it because I liked it. It was in 2010. I thought it was really good. But unfortunately, it just didn't do that great at the box office. It wasn't a bomb, but it didn't do so good that the studio was just jacked to do a bunch of sequels. Yeah. So it didn't work out. And I personally was disappointed in it because I quite enjoyed it. I know the Robin Hood movie you and I saw together, which I'm sure we'll do on the podcast with Kevin Costner. It's fun. It's a fun Robin Hood movie, but it's not as well done as this one is. It's not as this one's more realistic and gritty.
Okay.
Yeah.
I liked it. That was cute.
Yeah. So anyway, he played Jor-El in Man of Steel.
He was in Les Mis.
Yeah. He was in Les Mis. We talked about that one time where he doesn't sing very well. He's got a lot of talents, but singing isn't one of them. Yeah. I feel you because I'm not a singer either, Russell. Anyway, that's that. We're stopped there. He's been in the Thor. Yeah, he was in Thor. He played Zeus, and yeah, I don't know about the phone. Throw my phone off because we still need it for the rest of the casting call. So we'll go ahead and move on to Joaquin Phoenix, who played Commodus in this movie, and he was also very excellent. And I'm just going to do a few of his acting credits. He was a child actor. He's the younger brother of River Phoenix, who was very popular in the 80s and died a very untimely death. Yeah.
Meaning early?
Yeah, he overdosed. Right outside the Viper Room, Johnny Depp's club, and back in the 90s, speedballing, and I don't think he'd even done it. What is that? I think they mix heroin with cocaine or something like that. It's like a lot of people have died from it. Like it's not
not
a good mix.
Like isn't like in Pulp Fiction she like thought it was cocaine and like she like,
yeah, but that's I don't know.
I
don't know enough about it, but I think John Belushi also died from the same thing, but I could be wrong. Anyway, so he was in space camp, Ruskies, Parenthood, all as a kid. To Die For, he's a teenager in that. It's an excellent movie with Nicole Kidman, and really good movie. I enjoyed it very much. And then he started getting some more adult roles with 8mm and The Yards, and then of course Gladiator. Since then, he's done so many great movies. He's done The Village. I love that movie. He was in Hotel Rwanda. Walk the Line, where he played Johnny Cash. I'm almost certain he won the Academy Award for that, for Best Actor. He was in We Own the Night. I'm Still Here. He plays himself in that. That was a weird mockumentary that they did.
I don't know what these mockumentaries. I don't get them. Like
this one, like they're trying to play it off like it was serious, but you didn't find out until after it came out that they were just doing it. They were just spoofing.
Well,
like he was pretending like he was like done acting and he was become a rapper, and they were like doing a documentary about it. What his like one of his best friends, Casey Affleck, Ben Affleck's younger brother, was doing like filming this, and like people thought it was in the news, and like, oh my god, Joaquin Phoenix, he's gone off the deep end. He said he's done with acting. He's going to be a rapper. Like, what a weirdo. And then the thing came out, and everyone was like, just curiosity got them to see it, and it just wound up being like, yeah, it's just a spoof. We're just playing around. We're just kidding. He was in The Master. That was good. It was loosely based on the life of L. Ron Hubbard, the guy who invented Scientology. Yeah, he was in, he played Jesus in something called Mary Magdalene. Never saw it. Don't know if I want to, honestly. And then, of course, he's probably best known for playing the Joker in the movie Joker in 2019. And I think he did win the Academy Award for that as well. He was recently in Napoleon, another Ridley Scott film. And he's phenomenal.
Like Napoleon Bonaparte?
Yeah, he plays Napoleon Bonaparte. It's so good. The only complaint I had about Napoleon is, even though it was like a pretty long movie, I think it was about, let's see, how long was it? It was 157 minutes, so like 2.5 hours. I think, oh, good. There is a 205-minute director's cut, because I remember walking out of there going, even though this was long, it should have been longer. It should have been like at least another half hour to an hour. And apparently the director thought so as well, because there's a 205-minute director's cut, which is 3 hours and 25 minutes. So good. I want to watch that. Okay. Anyway, so that he's an excellent, two amazing actors, both Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix, just so good. And Connie Nielsen, she played Lucia. Lucilla. The one mom kept thinking was the wife in 300, who was also in Game of Thrones.
They don't even look alike.
Lena Headey, I think her name is. There's a resemblance, but I could see why she would get confused. And they're both sword and sandal movies, 300 and this, which is my mom knows her from. So I could see the confusion. We won't get too deep. She was in the sequel to this, Gladiator 2, and she was also in movies like Soldier, Mission to Mars, 1 Hour Photo, Basic, The Hunted, The Ice Harvest, 3 Days to Kill, Inheritance, Nobody, and Nobody 2. Which, yeah, she's the wife in Nobody and Nobody. I didn't see Nobody 2. I like Nobody. It's a fun movie. With Bob Odenkirk, in a role you never would have expected him in. And I'm still waiting for Nobody 2 to like be streaming on something I actually pay for. So eventually I do want to see that. It looks fun.
Yeah.
Oliver Reed, he was an amazing actor. He played, he played Antonius Proximo.
Proximo.
Yeah, and he's great. I actually just watched Oliver Reed recently because I am a fan of swashbuckling things like Robin Hood and Three Musketeers, and so I was on a Three Musketeers kick, and I actually I watched the Disney one with Kiefer Sutherland, Charlie Sheen, Oliver Platt, and I forget the guy who plays.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, what is his name? He was Robin and Batman and Robin. But anyway, and that one is like critics hated it, and that's a lot like the Kevin Costner Robin Hood movie. It's kind of
it's fun.
It's fun. they definitely like it's very loosely based on the books. And I've read all the books too. I have copies of all the books, paperbacks. But then then I own the Three Musketeer movies from the 70s. There's like, and they're actually both, if you just combine them, they make up the first book totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they made a third one about 15 years later based on the second book called 20 Years Later. That's the name of the book. Anyway, but I own the trilogy, and Oliver Reed plays one of the Three Musketeers in there. So yeah, he's excellent. He's Athos in the Three Musketeers and the Four Musketeers. And so he also was in Hannibal Brooks, The Devils in 1971. He was in Funny Bones in 95. And then this was his last role because he died during the making of this.
No way.
Yes, he still had some scenes left to film. In fact, there's at least 25% of his, I'm stealing one of the fun facts, but he had like more than a quarter of his scenes still to film. And so Ridley Scott, because of the insurance policy on him, because of his age, would have been allowed to hire another actor, and the insurance company would have paid up to $25 million to hire another actor and refilm all of his scenes.
Really?
But they didn't want to do that. First off, everybody was tired on the set. They were exhausted from filming, and they wanted to basically honor him and say, you know what, we'll just work it out. And so they did some rewrites. They shot a few scenes with a body double from him from behind, and they just made it work. And I'm glad they did, because he's great in this, and I love his character in it, and I think he's a tremendous actor.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Yeah. Another tremendous actor in this is Richard Harris, also very, very famous. I think he's Sir Richard Harris at this point. But yeah,
what does that mean?
Remember, like Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, but why do they do that? Like,
when they get, I guess if you're British or Australian, if you're under the crown, if you get famous enough, I mean, there's probably more to it than just being famous. They probably like do a lot for like philanthropy and stuff.
They like give you a title?
Yeah. The king or the queen gives you a title. Like, you are now
Dame.
Yeah, exactly. So The Guns of Navarone, that's a great movie. Red Desert, A Man Called Horse, Cromwell, most of these. Unforgiven, 1992. That's a movie we need to add to our list at some point in time. It's a Western, so you'll be bored, I'm sure, but it's a Clint Eastwood classic. It won a bunch of Academy Awards, including Best Picture, I'm pretty sure. And
at the bottom of our list.
You would know him as Albus Dumbledore in the first 2 Harry Potter films.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, who is this?
Richard Harris.
Yeah, who did he play?
In the movie? He was the king, the emperor who died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the first Dumbledore.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You did say that, yeah. I just briefly mentioned Derek Jacobi was Senator Gracchus. I really don't know him from much. So I'm not even going to go into it, but I do want to say real quick, I'm going to butcher his name, but Jamon Honso. I'm screwing his name up, but he's pretty famous. This was his like breakout role. He wasn't famous before this. Oh, he's great, and he's a great actor. He's so much fun. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Is he?
Oh yeah. He's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's in Captain Marvel, also playing the same character as Guardian of the Galaxy. He's in Aquaman. He's in Shazam. He's in Black Adam. He's in both the DC and the MCU. Like, he's
good for him.
Yeah, no, he's a fun actor. How to Train Your Dragon 2, Furious, the Furious series, Fast and Furious. He's in Furious 7. Legend of Tarzan, A Quiet Place. I mean, he's just acting. He's doing great.
Good for him.
Good for him is right. Good for him. And so, yeah, but this was his breakout role. Like, he was in, one a really, really good movie he did after this was Blood Diamond. He did with Leonardo DiCaprio. Good flick. Yeah. We won't be doing it on this podcast because it's like 2006. Yeah, but anyway, that's it for Casting Call. I just wanted to mention those actors because they were fabulous and they really made this film what it was. That and Ridley Scott. And I wouldn't even say that. I mean, the writing was good, but like From what I understand, like the script was not great, and they just made a lot of changes as they went.
Okay.
Yeah. But I will give you the synopsis, and you can do your thing.
Thank you. In 180 AD, the Roman general Maximus Decimus Meridius. That's the coolest name.
I know you had never seen this before. Most people have seen this. I guess we watched, our algorithms are different on Instagram and YouTube Shorts and all that, but there's like going on forever. Like it's still like a really big, awesome dog, and it say, "My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius," and then they show like a silly dog biting his tail or something, and they go, "I'm Jeff." Because now it's from like 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, I think, and So anyway, but it is an amazing name, and like when he says it, it's just like
the line is
boom, like
so.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
So cool.
And then what he says after that, like
I don't even know what he says. I'll have to look it up, but it's like
father of a murdered wife. Father
of a murdered son, husband of a murdered wife.
Yeah. And I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. Like, ooh, goosebumps. Oh my god, it's
like he just like gains so much aura in the moment. Like, oh my god.
And you can tell that the Commodus is just pooping his pants in that moment. Like he can't believe that dude's still alive. And not only is he still alive, but now he's like
everyone loves him now.
The whole crowd loves him, and like the woman keeps saying, Rome is the mob, and the mob loves this man who clearly is hell-bent on revenge for Commodus. So like Commodus is just pooping himself really right there in that moment, and it's wonderful.
Yeah,
so good. We'll get to it. Go ahead. Sorry.
So he intends to return home after he leads the Roman army to victory against Germanic tribes near Vindobona. I guess it's an area near Germania.
Mm-hmm.
Emperor Marcus Aurelius tells Maximus that his own son, Commodus, is unfit to rule and that he wishes Maximus to succeed him as regent to restore the Roman Republic.
Perfect casting. I just want to say Richard Harris as a Caesar, he just looks the part so well.
Yeah. Embodies.
He really does, yeah.
Angered by this decision, Commodus secretly assassinates his father. And that was actually like a really good scene.
Yeah.
He's a really good actor, you know what I'm saying? And it's like
the anguish he's feeling, right? He's so upset, but yet so angry all at the same time.
Yeah, and I like how he basically channels it to kind of seem like he's upset. He plays the victim in such a way that like...
Yeah, you almost feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
Even though he just murdered his father.
Right.
Yeah, he's such a good actor. Yeah. He really is, Joaquin. Yeah.
So, Commodus then proclaims himself the new emperor and requests loyalty from Maximus, who then refuses. He is arrested by the Praetorian guards and led by Quintus, who tells him that he and his family will die, which I was quite upset by. I was like, all right, whatever, kill him, that's fine, he disobeyed you. And then I was like, whatever. And then he goes, he was like, please take care of my wife and child. And he's like, you will meet them in the afterlife. And I was like, you can hear me go out loud. I was like, for what? I yelled. And he was like...
You said, Dad, why would they kill his wife and kid? And I think my reply is, because Commodus is a bleep. I said, because he's an evil little bleep, is what I said. Yeah.
Well, I thought it was Quintus' decision.
No, it was Commodus's.
Oh,
yeah. Quintus, why not? Quintus is not a bad guy. Like, he's just following orders.
In the end, doesn't he like help him?
He does. Yeah, in the end, like he honors him, and he basically like he's the one who says when Commodus says, "Give me a sword, give me a sword." He's like, "No."
That's what I'm saying.
He's like, "No, don't give him a sword."
He helps him. And that's what I was saying.
Yeah. So no, he has his redemption.
Yeah. Redemption arc, my favorite.
Yeah, that's gonna be just as almost as popular as Zeitgeist. Me and my cultural zeitgeist, and you and your redemption arc.
Yeah. Maximus kills his captors, and even wounded, he rides for his home near Turgalium. Names.
Spain.
It's in Spain.
Yeah.
Where he finds his wife and son murdered.
That's pretty rough.
Really sad.
Yeah.
Were they crucified?
Yes. Burned to death and crucified. Yeah. Burned alive and crucified. He says
Burned alive?
Yeah. And crucified. Yeah. They were pretty brutal, those Romans. Like, incredible. Just so horrible.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a movie. It didn't happen.
That's brutal.
But I mean, it did happen. Like they did do that kind of stuff. Like they were pretty brutal, man. I mean, we have some pretty bad brutality in this day and age, but like nothing compared to ancient history.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Maximus buries them, then collapses from his injuries. He is found by slave traders who take him to Zuccobar and sell him to the gladiator trainer Proximo.
Yeah,
Which I don't know.
Yeah, I love Proximo.
Did you know what his name means?
No.
It means the next one.
Oh, Proximo?
Proximo.
Oh.
Proximo.
Is you doing that because you speak Italian?
It's Spanish.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay. She speaks 4 languages in case you don't watch this regularly.
Thank you. Maximus then reluctantly fights in the local tournament. His combat skills helping him win the matches, and then he gains popularity.
Yeah.
He earns the nickname the Spaniard, and he befriends Juba,
yeah,
a gladiator from Carthage, and Hagen, a gladiator from Germania, which is kind of like a funny little thing. He was like
fun little trio.
Yeah, I like the little line where he's like, "Oh yeah, I was like a general, and like he was saying like he won the war."
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, like he mentioned."
Did you ever fight the Germania?
Did you ever fight Germania?
He's like,
many countries I won. He's like, I won the war in many countries.
Yeah.
Like basically,
yeah,
I'm not gonna piss this guy off.
Yeah, because he's a giant.
Yeah.
He's so big, right?
Yeah. In Rome, Commodus organizes 150 days of gladiatorial games to commemorate his father and win the approval of the Roman public. And I'm sure the senators mentioned this, but it's very ironic that he's doing this to commemorate his father because this is not what his father wanted at all.
His father stopped the games.
Stopped the games.
Yeah.
And another thing that he says, like, oh, it's for my father. He's like, he wants to continue like the Caesar line, this like the emperor power, when his father wanted to return the power to the Senate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's obvious that he's doing everything in a selfish manner, and he doesn't listen, and he truly doesn't know how to rule, which is what his father was saying in the beginning, and it really shows.
Yeah.
Even his sister knows like how to, like, she kind of guides him because he's like, he sucks. He doesn't know how to do anything. And
yeah. And he's clearly in love with her. He's like incestuously
so
in love with her.
Weird. I was grossed out.
You're supposed to be grossed out. It is gross, but I love this is historical fiction. I love historical fiction. It's one of my favorite genres. And this, Marcus Aurelius was a real emperor of Rome, and his son Commodus was also a real emperor of Rome. He just doesn't die the same way.
Yeah.
He was actually poisoned.
Really?
Yeah, he was very, very. His father was very well liked and well loved,
and he was hated.
And he was hated, and they poisoned him, and then he actually threw up the poison. He probably still would have died, but just in case, they strangled him to death. Like they just not want him to live. He was very, very unliked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, that's the thing with these tyrants. Like almost all of them. All these. I mean, like these guys. They know history. They know the history of all the other emperors, and like almost always, the really, really bad tyrants get murdered.
Right.
Like eventually they have enough and they murder them.
Like Beth.
Yeah. Yeah, but just like in reality though, like in the real history of Rome, like even Julius Caesar, who was like well loved by everybody except the Senate because he took their power away, they murdered him in the street.
Right.
I mean, Caesar Augustus, who was right after, it was Caesar's nephew, but he called him his son. He actually was never murdered because he actually gave
power.
Well, he gave Rome, like he did a lot of good for Rome. Like he gave them like decades of peace and prosperity and built all kinds of stuff. And like, so he was, I mean, he was brutal in his own fashion. Like he had Caesar's kid killed, Caesar had a kid with Cleopatra, and he had, it was like a 4-year-old. He had him murdered because he didn't want to, anyone to. So he was like definitely brutal when he had to be brutal to concentrate his power. But like ultimately, he was smart enough that he was good to the people and gave them peace and prosperity. And so he lived a long, long life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of times these tyrants don't.
Yeah, like
the tyrannies don't work.
Yeah, I got Caligula, Nero, like they all get. Right. Yeah, people have it. They get enough. No, we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Upon hearing this, Proximo reveals to Maximus that he was once a gladiator who was freed by Marcus Aurelius, and advises him to win the crowd to gain his freedom. And I love this little detail because I feel like it's such a strong motivator towards the end, and I think it's such a powerful thing for Proximo, who also has a character arc.
Yeah.
Not that he was a bad guy, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, definitely his morals change.
I don't think Maximus didn't care so much about his freedom.
No, he wanted revenge.
Yeah, and
I feel like he kind of knew that he wasn't gonna stay a slave. I feel like he knew that he could have escaped.
Yeah,
I think he wanted to revenge.
and if you want to know, like, what makes Maximus such an amazing, heroic character, and like, it's because he's very Christ-like in a lot of ways. He refuses power and earthly glory. He accepts suffering. He gives his life to free Rome from tyranny. He's like the suffering servant, a lot like Jesus, but only he's, jacked and a badass and can fight, so he's got all these amazing, amazing qualities. And, his true home is his family and the afterlife that he believes that's waiting for him. Like, that's all he really
didn't care about,
no, he didn't.
living anymore
Not
without
so much.
Yeah. Proximo takes his gladiators to fight in Rome's Colosseum as the games are going on. Disguised in a masked helmet, Maximus debuts in the arena as a Carthaginian.
Carthage is the name of the country.
Yeah.
There's Rome's sworn enemy.
In a reenactment of the Battle of Zama. Unexpectedly, he leads his side to victory and wins the crowd's support. So
I love that line.
They're not supposed to.
It's like, my history's a little phasy.
Didn't we win this war?
Didn't Carthage supposed to lose this war? He's like, so sorry.
Yes, sire. Yes, sire.
So he's like, no, I quite like surprises.
Commodus and his young nephew Lucius enter the Colosseum to offer their congratulations. Seeing Lucius, Maximus refrains from attacking Commodus,
which he's right about to do.
Right. Yeah. Who orders him to reveal his identity. And Maximus removes his helmet and declares that he will seek vengeance on Commodus, who is compelled by the crowd to let Maximus live.
Yeah, and that's when we hear the
my name is Maximus
Decimus Meridius.
Yeah.
Incredible. Just another classic line. I just had when he's like gaining all that fame as the Spaniard, and when he's in the arena and he like beats like 5 or 6 of these gladiators single-handedly, and the crowd's going nuts, and he just throws the sword out to into the crowd, and he's like,
"Are you not entertained?"
Right? I love it. I love that you remembered the line too. It's great. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. Maximus. Okay, that evening, Maximus is visited by Lucilla, his former lover and Commodus' sister. Distrusting her, Maximus refuses her help. She offers to get him in touch with a senator who is going to help him, I guess, with freedom or with defeating Commodus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Commodus arranges a duel between Maximus and Tigris of Gaul, an undefeated gladiator. So he's against this gladiator as well as several tigers set up basically in trap doors.
Yeah.
So he backs up a little bit. He steps on the trap door. The door opens behind him, and the tiger steps out. So on all 4 sides of the
arena.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So he prevails, and at the crowd's desire, Commodus orders Maximus to kill Tigris, but Maximus then spares his life in defiance.
Yeah.
In response, the crowd chants Maximus the Merciful, which angers Commodus because he's like, no matter what he does, he can't win for
losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. To provoke Maximus, Commodus taunts him about the murder of his family, but Maximus resists the urge to strike him, which is so mature. Oh my gosh, I would have been so upset.
Especially
I don't think I would have been able to. The things he says,
we're not going to repeat here.
We can't say that, but
yeah, pretty rough.
Yeah.
He knows which buttons to press. That's for sure.
Right. Increasingly paranoid, Commodus instructs his advisor, Falco, to have every senator followed and refuses to have Maximus killed for fear that he will become a martyr. Maximus discovers from Cicero, I love, his ex-orderly, I guess his ex-servant is the way that I would put it, that his former legions remain loyal to him.
Yeah.
He secretly meets with Lucilla and Gracchus, who is an influential senator. Then they agree to help him escape from Rome to join his legions in Ostia, which will then enable him to oust Commodus and hand back power to the Roman Senate.
Yeah.
So I love this part. I think that this plan really.
No,
Sorry.
I'm like, let's just listen to you.
Yeah, I think this plan is well done, and I'm kind of sad that it didn't happen because I did want to see kind of like him storm in with his men, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
The ending was so cool. Soon after, the Praetorians, is that how you say it? Praetorians, arrest Gracchus, the senator.
Yeah.
Lucilla meets Maximus at night to arrange his escape, and they share a kiss. Lucius accidentally hints at the conspiracy, and Commodus threatens him and Lucilla, which was very sad.
When he busts her?
It was very sad because her kid's right in front of her, and she's freaking out for her life and his life, and she's like silently crying while like he has his arm wrapped around her kid, and like she's like fearing for like not even her own life, but like her kid's life, and that's
like when he screams in her face, "Am I not merciful?" God, he's powerful. What an actor. He is so good. Yeah. I can't believe he didn't win the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in this.
Yeah, he should have.
For sure.
Yeah. Commodus sends the Praetorians to attack the Gladiators' barracks, and during the battle, Proximo and his men sacrificed themselves to enable Maximus to flee, right? So originally, they didn't have this in here, but Proximo was not going to allow Maximus to
march his army in because he was afraid of the power he'd have, and he wasn't going to give power back to the Senate.
Right. Yeah. He wasn't going to allow them to come in. But I love when he goes, like, he's like, why should I let you do this? And he goes, because the man I'm killing is the person who, like, the man I'm attacking is the person who killed your freer or your cap.
Yeah.
Your
releaser. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. And the man who freed you from slavery.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
And then he later sacrifices himself, which was super changed. Yeah.
Super cool.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Maximus makes it to the rendezvous point with Cicero, but Commodus' soldiers kill Cicero and capture Maximus, which I was pretty sad about. It was rough. It was a rough point in the movie. I was pretty down.
Yeah, you're supposed to be. I mean, it's like all is lost, you know?
Yeah.
And the movie does end a little tragically.
I liked the ending.
I do too, but
I don't think it was as tragic as it, because it really is happy for him.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a little sad.
You're right. It is happy for him because he gets to go be with his wife and child.
I think like the crowd is sad. Maybe you're a little sad, but like in reality, everything ends out.
Yeah, he's where he wants to be, and so go ahead. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
Yeah. Commodus demands that Lucilla provides him with an heir. He challenges Maximus to a duel in the Colosseum to win back public approval, but he stabs him before the match to gain an advantage. Because there's no way he could beat Maximus.
No, no way.
Despite his injury, Maximus disarms Commodus during the duel.
Yeah.
After Quintus and the Praetorians refuse to help Commodus, he unsheathes a hidden knife, but Maximus overpowers him and kills him, which was
awesome.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even with like a terrible wound in your back, he's still like...
He's slowly dying, but he's still good enough to beat Commodus at his best. Yeah.
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 Before Maximus succumbs to his injury, he asks for political reforms, the emancipation of his gladiator allies, and the reinstatement of Gracchus as a senator. As he dies, Maximus envisions reuniting with his wife and son in the afterlife. His friends and allies honor him as a soldier of Rome and carry out his body out of the arena. That night, Juba visits the Colosseum and buries figurines of Maximus's wife and son at the spot where Maximus died. And the movie ends.
And he says, "I will see you again, but not yet. Not yet." Because he's going to go home to his family who thought he was never going to see again.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, so what a great tagline. The general who became a slave, the slave who became a gladiator, and the gladiator who defied an emperor. You know, so cool, man. Such a great movie. Yeah, and those are my notes there. I wrote a lot of my notes after the movie ended because I was just so enthralled in the movie. Like, I just didn't even want to put my pen to paper. I just didn't want to stop watching. And it's been like probably a decade since I've seen this, even though like it's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
You know, you get busy in life, but yeah, I've seen this. This is probably like the 8th or 9th time I've seen it, but you know, you just get busy. But yeah, I was so into it. So good. So there you go. We're going to go ahead and jump into a little category that we like to call fun facts. Okay. And I see that we both restrained from spirit fingers or sound effects, and we're maturing.
We're improving.
It's a new year.
New year,
It's a
new
new
us.
year. New us. Yeah. Not really. But
no. Same old, same old.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll kick it off and then I'll hand it over to you.
Yep.
Russell Crowe admitted that he felt unworthy of all the praise and the Oscar for Best Actor that he got from this film. After seeing the completed film, he felt it was a director's film and that the Oscar should have gone to Sir Ridley Scott instead. Oh, we're doing it again with the sirs.
Sir Ridley Scott.
Oliver Reed died 3 weeks before principal photography ended because Proxima was considered a key character. A clause in the movie's insurance contract would have allowed the filmmakers to reshoot all of Reed's scenes with another actor at the insurer's expense, up to $25 million. As I mentioned this earlier, however, most of the actors and crew were exhausted from the punishing schedule, and Sir Ridley Scott did not want to cut Reed from the movie. The script was rewritten, and a body double and CGI were used to give Reed's character a plausible resolution. Oh. Russell Crowe became good friends with Richard Harris, the Caesar, during filming, a friendship that unfortunately lasted only a few years until Harris's death in 2002. Oliver Reed, on the other hand, took an instant dislike to Russell Crowe, despite Reed's being good friends with Richard Harris. At one point, Reed even challenged Crowe to a fight.
Right. Smart.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't look like, it wasn't like Richard Harris where he's like a skinny wisp of a man. He was a pretty solid dude, but old just the same. Yeah.
No, Oliver Reed challenged Russell Crowe.
Yeah, and Oliver Reed was a pretty big dude. He was the, you know, I mean, he was definitely old.
Old.
Yeah,
he was like, he died on the set.
Yeah,
like.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's good. I'm sure Russell Crowe probably could have put a whopping on him.
Yeah.
All right.
Although Commodus was initially favored by the Roman people, he lost that status through dramatic acts of megalomania. He is often considered the initiator of the fall of Rome. During his reign, he incorporated his name into many common terms, such as the term for money and the people. Eventually, the citizens and the Senate had enough of his rule. He was poisoned, and when he vomited out the poison, he was strangled, like you said. Then, the Senate returned the language to what it had been before Commodus, and the many statues of himself he'd put up were taken down. From the outset, Ridley Scott made it quite clear that his Sword and Sandals movie would not feature any of the genre's cliches of people lounging around and eating grapes and drinking from goblets. He intended to create a more realistic vision of the ancient Rome. Mel Gibson was offered the lead role and turned it down. At 43, he felt he was too old to play Maximus. Russell Crowe was 35 at the time of the filming.
I think Mel Gibson could have easily pulled it off.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Mel Gibson is?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's all right.
Mel Gibson.
This is Russell Crowe's favorite of any American movie that he has done. He also cites Maximus as his favorite role. Yeah, I can see that.
Is he British?
Mel Gibson is Australian.
No, not.
Oh, Russell Crowe's Australian as well.
Oh.
They're both Aussies. Yeah. Maximus's tattoo.
Oh, Braveheart.
Yeah, he's Braveheart.
I've never seen that, but I've heard of it.
He also directed The Passion of the Christ.
Passion of the Christ.
Yeah. He's pretty famous, but I know he's before your time.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give you crap that you don't know. Maximus's tattoo, SPQR, the one he was trying to scrape off, stands for Senatus Populusque Romanus, which translates to the Senate and the Roman people. This was one of the main slogans of Rome throughout its history and can still be seen in modern times on manhole covers.
Yeah, I was curious why he was like stripping it off. I guess because it was like no longer wanted to represent like the government because he didn't like the emperor, but
something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah. So it's this one was very interesting. I thought it's a common misconception that a Roman emperor put his thumb upwards to signify that a gladiator was to be spared, whereas thumbs down meant there would be no mercy for the downed gladiator. In reality, this gesture was the other way around. Thumbs up symbolized a sword action, as in thus death, and thumbs down, a sheathed sword, mercy. But the crew was, even though the crew was aware of this while making the movie, but since the thumbs up is considered to be a good sign nowadays, they decided not to unnecessarily confuse the audience.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Live, die.
Yeah. Joaquin Phoenix was always Sir Ridley Scott's first choice to play Commodus. Man, yeah, good choice.
Yeah.
Right there.
Russell Crowe began shooting this movie a few months after The Insider. He'd gained more than 40 pounds for his previous movie and lost it all before this one. He claims that he did nothing special besides normal work on his Australian farm. Right.
So he says.
The Germania battle sequence took 20 days to complete. For what?
There was a lot of action going on in that opening battle scene. Yeah.
Didn't need to be that much, but whatever. The crowd scenes in the Colosseum used real-life extras, digital extras, and 400 cardboard cutouts of spectators.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, what movie were we watching? It was like a really old, I think it was like something. And it was like a really, really, really old movie. And I was like, there's so many people. And I was like, oh, like, that's CGI. And they were like, no. Like, this is before CGI. It was like a biblical movie or something like that.
Yeah?
Maybe you're watching, like, the Bible, like, the show. And it was, like, Moses. And there was, like, all the Israelites following him. And it was, like, so many people. And I was like, is that CGI? And they were like, no, that's all real people.
No, because the Bible, the History Channel Bible, there was CGI around.
No, it was, like, then it was
It's probably something else.
Yeah.
Like modern day athletes, ancient Roman gladiators did product endorsements. The producers considered including this in the script, but discarded the idea as unbelievable.
Like, for what? New sandals.
Maybe. So Jack Gleason modeled his character of Joffrey Baratheon in Game of Thrones after Emperor Commodus. Yeah, I could totally see that. Yeah, Joffrey was everyone hated King Joffrey, and he was like a young kid, like a young adult, teenager playing him,
Yeah.
And yeah, I could totally see that he modeled it off of Commodus. Oliver Reed's main motivation for taking the part of Proxima was because he fancied a free trip to London to see a couple of shows. Okay. Costume designer Janty Yates and her team created more than 10,000 costumes for the cast and extras.
The costumes are so good.
Right? I agree. The woman,
Janina Faccio,
who played the wife of Maximus. She didn't have any lines, but she's in the scenes. She married Ridley Scott in 2015. 15 years after the making of this.
Yeah,
isn't that weird?
It is.
Yeah.
How old is Ridley Scott?
He's like in his 80s probably right now. He's old.
So that was like when he was, what, 70s?
This is 25 years ago. So he's probably
2015?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah, no. I thought you meant when they made this movie.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Luciano Pavarotti was asked to perform on the soundtrack and turned down the opportunity, something he later regretted.
I don't know who that is.
Pavarotti, he's one of the three tenors. He's very famous. Anyway.
Who else is a tenor?
I don't know the other two. He's the most famous of the three.
Oh.
Over 27,000 pieces of armor were made specifically for this movie.
Jeez, what was the budget for this movie?
About $100,000.
That's it?
That's a lot. 25 years ago.
100 grand?
I mean, million rather. Sorry.
Oh, what?
No, 100. I'm sorry, 100 million. Sorry. Yeah, let's see what the budget was. But that's 25 years ago. 100 million was a big budget.
Yeah, that makes sense. You said 100 grand. I was very confused.
Sorry, $103 million,
Okay.
and it made $466 million at the box office. And yeah, we haven't done this for a while anyway, and we'll go ahead and see what the Rotten Tomatoes score was. It has an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, we haven't done this in a while too. Who's your MVP?
You're right. We haven't done an MVP.
We didn't do it since like Die Hard because like a lot of Christmas
You're
movies are just
right.
like one character. Like it's just like Kevin, Ralphie. You know, like
Yeah. No,
the
you're right.
Grinch.
We haven't done an MVP. You know, I'm going to go with my brother and say the obvious. I think Joaquin Phoenix is the MVP for this. He's and because he didn't get the Academy Award, especially, I want to give him the MVP. And as great as Russell Crowe is in this, and he's amazing, he's not as impressive as Joaquin Phoenix is. Like, the villain though gets the better role, the more meatier role, you know. And this is no exception. Joaquin Phoenix is so good in this.
Yeah. I don't like to give it to any main characters,
Okay.
so I would probably give it to either Proximo or Juba.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Juba was like right behind there. And yeah, I agree with you. Proximo and Juba definitely made the biggest impact on this as far as like the non-two main characters.
Yeah.
I agree. So,
all right, yeah.
Want to do a couple more?
Yeah.
Call it a wrap.
Many of the animals were loaned to the production from the zoo in Rabat, Morocco, as a way of getting around the country's strict animal importation rules. Okay, all right. The real-life Commodus was born to a mother who was rumored to have either slept with a gladiator or had bathed in the blood of one. Many took the myth as legend, believing that such led to the resulting gladiator emperor. Okay. Hans Zimmer originally wanted Israeli vocalist Ofra Haza to provide the background vocals to his score, having worked successfully with her on the Prince of Egypt. However, she died unexpectedly in 2000 of AIDS-related pneumonia. So Lisa Gerrard, lead vocals from Dead Can Dance, was drafted.
I'm going to be honest with you, those last 3 trivia pieces, I do not even remember going through. They must have got slipped in somehow.
It's like so depressing.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have kept that in there. This movie has surpassed its $103 million budget within 2 weeks of release. That one I kept in there for sure. So when Commodus goes with Lucius to meet Maximus at the Colosseum, he tells Maximus that Lucius insists Maximus is Hector reborn. Then Commodus asks, or was it Hercules? The real Emperor Commodus believed he was Hercules reborn.
Lol. Who's Hector?
From the Trojan War, the Iliad and the Odyssey, he was the prince of Troy.
Gotcha.
And he was like a great warrior, but he ultimately gets defeated by Achilles.
When does Greek mythology, is Greek mythology like BC? Most of it?
Way BC.
Oh.
Like super BC. Yeah. It's legendary. Although, you know, we always assumed it was all legendary or myth or not real. But then they actually found the remains of the Trojan War. I think it was a real war. I mean, I don't think the gods were involved, but
no,
but
not
no,
like it didn't happen. And like,
but yeah, there was a real war between
that they told
between
like
Greece and Troy. Yeah, no, there was a real Troy, and there was a real war between Greece and Troy that happened about I want to say like around 1800 BC.
Wow.
Yeah, not quite 2000 BC, but like close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That always confused me when someone's like, oh, like 1800 BC is like older than like 10 BC.
Yeah.
You know, because it seems like
it's counting backwards.
Yeah. I didn't get that, but now I get it.
Yeah, well, in my book Benaya, like you'll have
it's going less and less.
Yeah, when they show the dates, BC, the numbers are going up or going down. Yeah. So
yeah.
All right, I think that's about enough, right?
That's good.
We'll wrap it up. So I don't think you know what our movie next week is going to be, do you?
No, I usually never know. I just tell you, I want to do this movie soon. You say, okay. So then we do it.
It's a fan favorite, and it's one of our favorites.
One of our favorites? We both seen it. We both like it?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Let me guess. Give me like a couple hints.
Okay.
Like.
You want me to give you a couple hints? As you wish.
Oh, it's The Princess Bride.
It's The Princess Bride.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to do The Princess Bride next week. So, actually, no, not next week. We are going to every 2 weeks now.
Oh, yeah.
So, in 2 weeks.
You'll miss us.
Yeah, or not. So, this is dropping on the second, maybe the night of the first, but it's dropping basically on the second. We always say Friday, even though I usually drop it Thursday night, especially for for everyone who subscribes, you know, as a treat for subscribing, you get a notification. But anyway, yeah, we dropped this on the 2nd, and so that'll come out on the 16th of January.
Yeah.
So we just want to say thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. All your support, family, friends, and if you're not family and friends and you're watching this,
We
awesome.
really appreciate it. Yeah.
Thanks. Please keep
Keep
watching and tell your friends.
Yeah.
All right. So please, we never say this, like and subscribe. I don't care about the likes, just subscribe. I think it's great because, you know, we want you to just keep coming back. You know, we're not looking to get rich or famous, but, you know, when you make art, you want people to watch it, right?
Yeah, so we really appreciate all your support, and
please keep watching, and we love it, and we love doing this with. So anyway, this has been Rewind GenX podcast with Matt and Allie. I'm Matt. Are you Matt?
Sorry.
All right, try it over again. You say it.
This has been Rewind GenX podcast with Matt and Allie.
I'm Matt,
and I'm Allie.
God bless.